The infamous Mormons are known for what some may call an interesting religion. Some of you folks may not know what a Mormon is. Well, the term Mormon most often refers to the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints because of their belief in the Book of Mormon. Not only do they believe in this book, but they also had what some may consider unholy practices. By unholy, they would have more than one girlfriend or wife. In most religions or day-to-day life, people think it's not right to have more than one spouse. This all began April 6, 1830, when Joseph Smith founded the Church of Christ in Jackson, Missouri. From the very beginning, the Mormons faced hardships for their beliefs. People in Jackson, Missouri were alarmed by how quickly their county was being filled with Mormons, so they sent them away, thus creating the Mormon Trail. The trail reached from Illinois to Utah. This marked the beginning of the Mormons' problems. Hi there! I'm going to be talking about the hardships and difficulties that the Mormons faced on the trail. In 1846, there was a departure from Nauvoo, Illinois. It began on the 4th of February. Under the leadership of Brigham Young, they began their trek. Although this was just the first of many trips on the Mormon Trail, it is the most well-known. It is known as the Trek of 1846. On this trip, the travelers were exposed to the harshest elements of winter due to their starting time. After the crossing of the Mississippi River, the path across the Iowa Territory followed the Native American paths or other early primitive trails. These types of paths pretty much made up the entire path. Young originally planned to take 300 people on this express trip of sorts. He planned to take 300 people to the Great Basin during a span of 6 weeks, though it ended up taking 16 weeks due to the harsh rains and mud. On top of poor preparation and no one having the right provisions and specific planning for the trip, it took longer than expected and it was honestly just a mess.
Mormons faced hardships along the trail to such a horrible extent. The fear of persecution forced the Mormons to move earlier than planned, which means instead of moving in spring, which is what they were ready for, they had to move earlier in February when it was still cold like winter. This means that they weren't ready or properly planned for the resulting start time. Due to the rush departure, important supplies were left behind. On top of not being properly prepared for the circumstances, they faced the trouble of following obscure and awkward paths. Mormons were unskilled for the trail life, and leadership was completely unorganized. These factors caused daily difficulties and made the already difficult trek even harder. Although there were many difficulties, the travelers did become more skilled and learned about the lifestyle of living on a trail. They began traveling in groups of 10 up to 100 and began making the trail easier for those who planned to travel at a later date. Even small settlements were made along the way to help other traveling Mormons. As they kept walking, their determination, trust, faith, as well as many other things like core values were tested. The trail was very trying on the Mormons, and it really shaped their religion in the way it is today. The Mormon Trail ultimately strengthened and unified the Mormons in their religion and helped shape the modern ways of life, even in today.
Mormonism has been a long-practiced religion that has helped out this country more than we know. When the Mormons originally came to Salt Lake City, there were only about 148 settlers. To this day, there are about 190,000 people inhabiting the city. Mormons helped build up Salt Lake City to what it is today. The city was nothing. That's why the Mormons were sent there to live in the first place. To this day, about 60% of the Utah population identify as Mormon, although only 40% of Utah's population are actually active members of the Church of Latter-day Saints. Despite their lack of representation in many other states, Mormonism is still a flourishing religion.
Some modern Mormons have interpreted the words in the Book of Mormon in their own way. Some Mormons believe in polygamy, which is outlawed in the United States. Polygamy is the practice of having multiple spouses. Not all Mormons believe it is right. In the infancy of Mormonism, only about 20 to 30% of Mormons were in plural marriages or practiced polygamy. This is one example of how the Book of Mormon can be interpreted in different ways then, and even now.
Back then, the idea of moving cross-country was scoffed at, and the Mormons being sent to Utah was basically a death sentence. Yet, having to move to Utah made the entire religion stronger and helped them believe they can do more than they ever thought possible.